The next Kinnah, Tezayin, Kinnah Tezayin, on page 227 in the art scroll. Reflects upon a difficult story that occurs in the destruction of the second temple, moving ahead. Second Beis HaMikdash, as we know, was destroyed by the wicked Romans, Vespasian. Became the leader back in Rome. He sent his son Titus. Titus, the Gemara calls the tabach hagadol, the great butcher. He was known as the butcher. Fought with great vengeance, anger, hatred, murdered hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Jews. Over 1 million Jews. And this Kinnah tells a little bit of the story by giving us an image. Sometimes we know that, especially on Tisha B'Av, it's too hard to tell the story. Again, we reflect on the Holocaust. It's just too overwhelming. The numbers are too great. We can't process. We don't even know how to discuss. So sometimes we just talk about one story. Titus was among many who tried to hurt the Jewish people. There have been many people, as we mentioned last night, once were subject and open to being taken advantage of. We don't have the protection and the safety of Hashem and his Beis HaMikdash. So many people came to hurt the Jews, and hence our painful history. But there were some who had even more chutzpah, audacity. Titus said, look, I'm not just satisfied disgracing the Jewish people. Violating their women, butchering and beating and destroying and humiliating. All the Jewish people, communities, children, sages, everybody. You know what? I'm gonna kill God himself. I'm gonna kill their God. The ambitious, again, chutzpah, not just to attack the Jewish people, but to try, in a certain sense, to try to break into the temple and take on God himself. So as he's destroying Jerusalem and the Jewish people and the temple, he does something just to disgrace and ruin any spirit the Jewish people had left. He brought a zonah, he brought a prostitute into the temple and into the Holy of Holies. It's the second line of the Kinnah. Uba lifnai v'lifnim. He went into the Holy of Holies with a prostitute, specifically to commit an act of decadence, to disgrace the holiest place in the world, the holiest place for the Jewish people. What the Tanakh calls the Cheder HaMitot. This is the bedroom of Hashem and the Jewish people. As we mentioned last night, this is like our private inner chamber where Hashem dwells. where the Shekhinah dwells. And he brings a prostitute in there, and he brings a Sefer Torah. And he takes the Sefer Torah and he throws it on the floor and he opens it up. And he uses that as a mattress to commit the unspeakable, disgusting crime and behavior. Now the Jewish people, we have a history with the temple. We have a history with the Kodesh HaKodashim. we know about the laws of just going into the Kodesh HaKodashim. And the Paita, the author of this Kinnah, Rabbi Eliezer Kalir, he writes, okay, so remember what happened with Nadav and Avihu? The sons of Aaron who went in unannounced, who walked into the temple, into the holy, into the Mishkan to try to offer an offering to God with the best intentions. They were struck down and instantaneously. The holiness, the sanctity. God, so to speak, just they got so to, it's like the energy of, it's like electrocuted, right? You're just like, it was so holy, it's so you just can't go there, and they died just like this. And that wasn't the only time. Remember the story of David HaMelech and Peretz Uzzah, and someone tried to just reach out to try to even go near the Aron Kodesh. He died on the spot. We know the Kohen Gadol used to go in if he wasn't pure, if he wasn't holy, if he wasn't righteous, if he didn't do the right avodah, he would die just like this. So the Paitan writes out, the Jewish people who were trying somehow to hold the Romans back, they were actually they were confident. They said, oh, finally, this idiot, Titus, he's met his match. He walked in there, there's no way he's coming out. He's not going to be able to get out of here. Look, he's going to die like anybody. He's a Russia. And they're shocked. They're shocked when Titus is able to withstand. He's still alive. Something's wrong. What's Hashem doing to us? Hashem changed the rules? What's happening here? And Titus wasn't finished. He says, okay, now I'm going to actually violate and kill God even more. And he takes out his bloody spear that he already killed so many Jews with. And he stabs the paroches. He stabs. He takes his sword and he stabs the keilim in the Beis HaMikdash. I'm killing God. And Hashem made a miracle. Hashem made a miracle. And the paroches began to bleed. Blood began to flow from the paroches. And Titus was so happy. Look what I've done. Look what I've accomplished. I killed the God of Israel. I beat them. I beat the Jewish people, and I've killed Hashem Himself. And then, after he finished destroying, he begins to take the keilim of the Beis HaMikdash. He takes the menorah. Look at the arch of Titus, right? This is something available for anyone. Anyone, go find it in Rome. The arch of Titus, which is 2,000 years old, has the images, the drawing, the picture engraved on this arch of Titus coming back victorious with the menorah and the keilim of the Beis HaMikdash. And he does worse, as the Kinnah describes. He kidnapped and take the sweetest looking, most pretty young Jewish girls and boys in order to take them, put them on ships, in order to take them back to Rome to be used as for sexual immorality. And the Kinnah tells the story of this Kinnah on the next page tells the story how these young children they must have been children, maybe also adolescents, and they said they understood what was happening, and they sang a song together and they threw themselves into the sea, willing to die and live a life of moral depravity and disgrace. These stories and the stories like it are stories that we've heard from our own great-grandparents or grandparents. This type of defiance, the battle of the enemies of Israel to destroy not just Israel, but to destroy their God, as the Nazis tried to do as well, to humiliate. And this is really the theme of this Kinnah. Look how the Goyim, they're taunting you, Hashem. It's like Goliath, right? Taunting, humiliating, embarrassing, disgracing Hashem. Now it's true. We did wrong. We did wrong. Okay, so we're getting beaten, we're getting destroyed, we're getting humiliated. That's one thing. I guess you could say we deserve it collectively. But what a chillul Hashem. What a disgrace and humiliation to God's name, to the God of Israel. Hashem, what did Hashem do wrong? How Hashem's Torah and Hashem's nation are thrown on the ground. We're in the same situation today. Some people look out the window and they take selfies. Let's come take a picture. A picture of what? A picture of a foreign temple. A picture of the humiliation, the embarrassment, the shame of the Jewish people, the shame of the Ribono Shel Olam, who's so disgraced by the disgusting violation of his holy Makom HaMikdash. Some other God, some other temple, some other people building their whatever you call that thing. And it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. This is bedavka. It's meant to hurt us. They're trying to humiliate us. They're trying to kill us and then dance on our blood. That's part of it. That's part of that's this story. The God of the Jewish people is dead. We killed him. The Jewish people are dead. We killed them. And so the Paitan ends. The Kinnah ends with the words that are difficult for someone like me or you to say. But I didn't say them. He's really paraphrased David HaMelech. David HaMelech says in Tehillim, Hashem, what's happening? As we said at the very end of Eicha last night, even in Ma'os Ma'astanu, even if we were very wrong, and we were very bad. That's true. Maybe that's true. We were very bad, but you already punished us. Ki ma'os ma'astanu katzavta leinu admo. It's enough. You already punished us enough. So David HaMelech says, the Paitan brings it, but I'll quote it from the end of Perek Mem Daled in Tehillim. This is the story of today. Ki alecha haragnu kol hayom. Hashem, we've been killed as Jews all day. Nechshavnu ketzon tivcha. We've been led like sheep to the slaughter. How this is true. And then he says, Ura, Hashem, wake up. Wake up. Lama tishan. Hashem, why are you sleeping? Hashem, why are you sleeping? And Chazal say this is what the Jewish people used to tell Hashem during the Khurban. Hashem, why are you sleeping? Ura, lama tishan. Hashem, wake up. Hakitza. Al tiznach lanetzach. Don't abandon us forever. It's you and me, Hashem. It's us and you. Lama panecha tastir. Why are you hiding your face? Tishkach anyenu v'lachatzenu. Why are you forgetting us? Why are you letting us and you be so terribly stepped on and abused? Ki shocha la'afar nafshenu. Davka la'aretz bitnenu. We're literally squashed and crushed. Our faces are in the mud. Our stomachs are in the dirt. And when I read this, we think about our brothers and sisters who are literally lying in the dirt underground at this very moment. Dafka la'aretz bitnenu. Kuma, Hashem, get up. Ezra Salanu, help us. Ufdeinu l'man chastecha, and redeem us. And bring honor to our name, and more importantly, to yours.